All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live, back in action. We got Nate Bennett. Welcome back to the Extraordinary Exchange podcast, brought to you by the Extraordinary Investment Group. We 12 Black men doing the best we can with education and smart financial strategies so that we can impact our communities. I got my guy Benz back in the building. What's good, Benz?
We lit tonight.
We are lit tonight. This is a first on the Extraordinary Exchange podcast.
I'm such a bad influence.
We are sipping, and you will find out why we are sipping in a minute as we introduce another illustrious guest. You know, we don't hold back, hold no punches around here. We bring dope entrepreneurs that have amazing stories, willing to give us some free game. All right.
A little bit of free game, a little bit
of free game.
We take all levels, whatever you got, we can take it. So your story will inspire somebody else to be better.
I hope so.
And this guest has a story for sure. Owner of Lovelee Wine, Temple Made. Gotta rep the owls.
Yeah, cherry and white.
Mother of the Garba girls.
Yeah.
And can't hold that back. Award-winning winemaker. Gotta shout out is it WSET3?
I do have WSET3. WSET3. When we talk to, they don't like you saying W.
Anyway, without further ado, I want to introduce y'all to the lovely Aamira Garba.
Clap it up. Thank you. That's what we need all the time.
For sure.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for the intro. I appreciate it. I'm happy to be here. I must tell the folks that we started a little dry. Well, Nate had wine, and now I feel like I'm a bad influence because everybody's drinking wine.
No. It's a party tonight. We get a party.
All right, I'm fine with that.
But again, this is the first being that you're a winemaker, so we're like, all right, let's pour out, a bottle and let's get to it.
I appreciate that.
Well, yeah. Tell the, if you can give just a brief background of who you are and what you do.
All right. So, owner and winemaker at Lovelee Wine. I produce California premium wine blends. I'm a Jersey girl. Like you said, I'm a mom. I'm also a tech executive by day. So, I work on a global team for Audible as an associate director. I've been in marketing I think 15 years now, or 15 plus years. So that's my corporate background. I am a careerpreneur, and I am also, though, a award-winning winemaker, which still blows my mind sometimes. But it is true. I was just a girl with a dream and wanting to do something that brought me joy and fulfillment, and jumped out the window one day and started my own wine brand.
Shout out to you, Audible, great platform, man. Get y'all reading up, man. It's a lot of good books on there.
Please support. That helps me fund this entrepreneurial journey.
There we go. So that's an interesting dual hat to wear. How'd you go to make that jump from tech to wine?
So I was actually a marketing executive in retail for the most of my life. So I worked for Macy's. I did marketing analytics. And then I did product marketing for the Macy's app, and that was my last job there. But I went straight from college to Macy's, only job I ever had up until 2020. But before I left Macy's, I would say around 2015, I was just feeling unfulfilled in life. I had the corporate job. At the time I was married, I had the kids, had the house, even had the white PVC fence. And I was like, really bored. I must be honest. Not bored necessarily with my family or things like that, but that part of me that wanted to always be successful in my career, I was bored. I was on robot mode. From the way I took the train 2 hours each way every day to New York City, come home, you cook dinner, you do homework, you do all that stuff. And it was just like, one point I was like, that's not my personality. If you know me, I'm big, bold, and bad, right? I'm audacious. I'm in your face. I want to have a good time. I want to learn. I want to explore. And some of those things that do get put on hold for women, right? When you pursue the career and the kids. But I was on this journey of self-discovery where I was just like, that's not enough for me. It's never been enough. I don't know when it became enough, but it's no longer enough. And I needed something for me. Not the kids, not the job, but something that brought me joy outside of those hats. Because at the time, they still brought me joy, but there's still something I think we all have to do, and that's fulfill our individual purposes on this earth, whatever we're meant to do. I'm a fantastic mom. I know that. And I was meant to be my kids' mom, but there's also some things that are meant just for me. And I hadn't tapped into that yet because I was playing life safe, right? Up until that point, I was checking the box. I went to school, graduated cum laude, got the corporate job right away, and that house and that wedding and the kids, all by 24. All by 24. Rushing to be an adult, rushing to be successful, rushing to prove myself, never giving myself grace and time to discover me. So I think that's also where that searching came from, because I couldn't tell you what I liked, what I wanted to do outside of those hats. And again, that just wasn't enough for me. So I read the book, The Alchemist, and I've read it 3 times now. Anybody who knows Aamira's story, I know I feel like I've said it over and over again, but that book was the catalyst. It really sparked something in me that I deserve to go after whatever dreams I want. They can be whatever I want. I can do as many things, but I have to follow the signs to get there and not overthink. And so on one of those 2-hour commutes from Jersey to New York, where I lived in Jersey, and to New York to work, I was just like, I'm starting a wine brand. It literally, that's how it came to me. Now, the background was I had been drinking wine because I love to drink, and I am not ashamed of that. But I had also been popping up at wine tasting events and reading wine magazines. And again, remember, I had all these hats. So the fact that I found time to do this was like, wait, is this my passion? Don't overthink it. Follow it. And if I really am being honest, and if I tapped into what that little girl in me wanted to be, it was always a boss. I was supposed to be an entrepreneur since I was young. But again, box checking and fear took over. So I followed the path that I thought I was supposed to do. And again, so by 2016, I'm 30. I launched Lovelee Wine, and I've been having fun ever since. Ever since.
So remember when I said your story is going to inspire somebody else? So I know 100% that it's going to be people listening to this story in that position that you were in, riding this train. I love XYZ. I know a lot of young ladies who love wine. How did you go from I love wine to building a wine brand? Because that's still a large road to travel.
So one, it was that little girl that said, well, I want to be an entrepreneur. So what do I create? So up until that point, I had been drinking other people's wine. I had been spending money on other people's wine. So the first thought was, well, no one looks like me the wine that I drink. No one talks like me. No one's from where I'm from. I want to get in here and kick some shit up. Like, I want to knock down some doors. I'm going to do this. It was really the cockiness and confidence in me and the challenge. I love a challenge. I love a challenge. So that's the first spark, right? It's like, okay, just the audacity, right? To say, I want to do this. But I think when something is meant for you, so I had the passion for it. I was like, I love wine. I had this business desire. I want to create my own wine. No one looks like me. I feel like I have a niche or a way in, a way to prove myself, right? But then the stars aligned for me. And that's how I knew, again, back to The Alchemist. I started finding partners, producers in California. The way it was so, I'm not going to downplay it. It's not easy, but the way it was seamless almost to start the process was my confirmation that this is what I was supposed to do. Now, then the hard work started, right? Remember, there's no blueprint. There's no one who looks like me, talks like me, is from where I'm from, but I like a challenge. Now it's really understanding, what do I want to create? I want to create my own wine. I didn't want to, when I came out the gate, white label. That means you buy bulk juice, you put a label on it. Nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do it. But I wanted to be taken seriously as a winemaker. That was my first strategy, right? So how do I do that? First, I get with experts. I flew out to California multiple times a year to do this, right? Then I started the studies. I started the studies in 2018 after I launched the brand. Because again, I wanted to really have those credentials. Now I don't know if this necessarily needed, but again, no one looked like me, talked like me, from where I'm from, had my hair. So these were the things that I wanted to make sure I had as foundation. So I would always tell people, because I do get people who just think it's so easy to start a wine brand. You have to have passion for wine. Remember, I said passion for wine started first. I was going to wine tastings. I was studying wine. There's not a lot of money in wine, especially up front. Remember, I still work for the man. You people who do wine and are in this business and are grinding have a passion, because most brands that you see right now that are popping, the black brands, and I won't necessarily name them because it's my time, but there are brands out there that have been doing this for like 20 years. And people think they just got on. No, I am going to name them because there's one brand that inspires me a lot, and that is the McBride sisters and what they've done with Black Girl Magic. But they didn't come out in 2020 when a lot of us started getting on wine lists and popping up and getting the recognition with the birth of Black business, right? When the pandemic and George Floyd and all of that, you saw list upon list, and I'm grateful to be on the list with the likes of McBride sisters. But they didn't just start. Right. They've been doing this for years. Wine is one of those things you have to put time in. You have to build relationships with, and you got to understand winemaking. You can slap a label on something for as long as you think you could, but stories sell wine.
Yeah.
The shelf space is not, it's like there's thousands of brands. What makes people buy your wine? I think it's the passion. I think that's why it's been a year. I haven't sold wine in a year. I haven't had wine in a year as I'm rebranding, but people are still want to talk to me. They still want to put me in magazines. They still want to hear my story. I'm a part of the brand. So you have to be passionate about anything you do, really, in order to make it move. And then do your research, right? So yes, I made it seem like, okay, I was on a train and I decided. I did a lot of research. I asked a lot of questions, right? And the first thing I did on my birthday, June 3rd, 2016, was get an LLC too. I don't play about my business. If it's my idea, it's mine. I got an LLC and I trademarked the name initially. I think I did all that before I even had wine, probably. But I had this idea and I'm confident in my idea and I know I'm going to bring my all to it. So please, 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 whenever you have an idea, don't try to copy someone else's blueprint out the back. Don't try to do what you think other people are doing. Protect your brand, protect your business, do your research, and then be confident. If I had to really
raise your glasses real quick. Raise your glasses to the audacity to explore and self-discovery. Because that right there, I feel like was the catalyst for all this. You were like, yo, I need to do this for me. I done checked all these boxes. And what you said was really poignant. A lot of women, they lose themselves in the title of mother. And as a father, me and Benz both take fatherhood very seriously, but we're more than just fathers. As much as we love being fathers, as much as you love being a mother to those girls,
I'm more.
That's not your only purpose.
Exactly.
Right? So
exactly.
Cheers to that.
Thank you. And I'm glad you said it because I do want to reiterate that I was lost, right? And I'm proud of that too. I have amazing kids and I'm a very attentive mom. But I will tell anyone any day, if you don't have your own life, you won't have a fulfilling life. Those kids are going to go off to college. They're going to go live their own lives. And I'm going to be looking like, who is Aamira? I didn't want that for myself because I know I was put on this earth. Like, I am very confident to do great things, right? And that doesn't mean I can't do multiple great things. I can be a great mom and a great business woman and a great tech executive and a great partner. And I don't want women, especially Black women, to be stuck in boxes. That's what I didn't want to do. No more checkbox life. I didn't want to be in a box. So that self-discovery, to your point, Ben, because you're like, you really like make it connect. I just wanted to bet on myself. There was no business plan. Like, I really want to be honest, and that may not be someone else's journey, but I knew I had to bet on myself and just go for it. There was nothing to lose, right? I had what everyone thought I should have on paper, right? So if I go over here and start this business, I have nothing to lose, right? But no one can ever take away from me either that I tried. This could all crumble tomorrow. You could never take away from me the accolades I've gotten, the fact that I was one of the few Black women to make it, the fact that I am a woman who owns a wine brand, that I'm bi-coastal. I don't own a vineyard. I do California wines from New Jersey, that I'm from Orange, New Jersey, born and raised, still live here, small town. And like, I did that, right? Like, you can't take away that. If you look up Forbes.com in Aamira, there's going to be an article that pops up. So if it all crumbles, I bet on myself and I went for it and I was confident in it. And along the way, I've had some of the best support that I could ever ask for. So
but not having a business plan initially.
Yes, initially. There's been one since. I don't necessarily follow it, but
but the reason why I want to harp on that is because a lot of us get caught in that space. I don't have a business plan. Oh, it's going to be so many hurdles. How I'm going to get to California and meet the Grape guys that they wouldn't even get to that point. So sometimes you got to bet on yourself. And the thing about it is, you said it from a position when you already got everything together. Bet on yourself. But at the very same time, if you have nothing, bet on yourself. Either way, betting on yourself is nothing to lose.
Because no one else is going to bet on you. You
Nobody else is going to do it.
Far, y'all would want to talk to me if I wasn't this confident woman who has done some things. Nobody wants to bet on you when you don't bet on yourself. And that's not to say I don't fall in ruts and I have to have friends pick me up and
100%.
Encourage me. And I'm like, sometimes I want to quit every other week. But I also am confident in my skill set and my drive and me as a brand. And so if you can't bet on yourself, rethink it. If you're not there yet, rethink it. But if you know you are bringing something to the table, go hard. You don't have to have it all figured out. Because if you get stuck in having it all figured out, then you miss out on the lessons. You miss out on the mistakes that turned into success because you learned something, right? Like, I got emails today that I was just like, what? I didn't think about that. But it's okay. I'll figure it out. And I'm in competition with no one. I'm in a timeline with no one. Once you get stuck comparing, then you miss your journey. And those are things I have to remind myself, too. If I get stuck on making it look like someone else's journey in this industry, it won't happen. It's mine. It's my journey. And it's going to be my story to tell.
Yeah. And you can't be mad at nobody but yourself. That you're trying to mimic what someone else is doing and it don't work. Like how that look? Like you kicking yourself in the shooting yourself in the foot. So
yeah.
Study the bosses. Study the people.
Oh yeah, you can take little tidbits. Oh, absolutely.
You gotta study them. Like you said, the Black Girl Magic. You gotta study, see what they did, see what worked for them. But be authentic to yourself. That's all it is.
Absolutely. I cannot recreate them. I can't recreate their story of two long lost sisters who found out that they both love wine. I can't do that. Right? I can't recreate Lafette Rosé being able to have all these connections. Now he's making rosé out of Provence. That's dope. Or brands who are not as big, but that who I love. Or Port Noir, one of my favorite brands out of Houston, right? First Black-owned winery in Houston. Married couple. They are like my favorite people. But I can't recreate that. I have to create my story. And that's what I think sometimes we get lost in the sauce trying to be like other people. And I think this industry helped me realize that too, because 6-7 years ago when I started, there was no blueprint. There still isn't. I definitely consider myself a part of the class that's figuring out how we're breaking down these walls in wine, because wine is meant to be owned and controlled by white men, period. Period. Legacies, families, generations upon generations. Then you throw prohibition in there. It was not meant for people that look like us. So the fact that I'm a part of the group that's really breaking this down, and there's Black-owned wine shops like Happy Cork in Brooklyn, right? There's Black-owned wine. There's Black-owned champagne coming out of Champagne, France. So I'm proud to be here and honored to be here. And that's why I don't hesitate telling my story. Because you can do it. Just be passionate. Because if I had $1 for the people who hit my DM and is like, can you tell me how to start a wine business? I absolutely cannot. And I absolutely will not.
Right.
You got to do it and learn for yourself. I can help you. I can mentor you. But if you want me to write the book and I'm still writing mine, it's selfish. And there are people out there who do that. And then I've never even been to my website or bought a bottle of wine. Heard me, was like, can you tell me how to do it? Please don't do that, people. It's rude.
And a lot of times, just taking that next step and doing the research yourself, you'll figure out how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like you can, like Ben just talked about, do all the prep, get your business plan together, do all the research, but there's such a beauty in the action of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's not going to go the way that you planned it out in your mind or on your business plan. That's a living business plan. It's always going to change. You're always going to have pivots. How many times have we pivoted within E.I.G on certain things that we were trying to do? Within an event what we're trying to do right now, how many times have we pivoted, right? So
that's the part I don't think people talk about enough. But again, this whole year for me was a pivot. And it does not have to look like what you think it should look like or what other people look like. Just trust the process and be in the journey. And again, I don't say that to say I help people all the time because I am all about community, and there are people who help me, and I'm always going to help. But there's a generation of people who really don't want to do work.
They want the handout.
And that's not ever, it's not even doing you a good service, because you're not going to, if you don't have the passion for this industry, if you don't take the time to understand your market, if you don't take the time to understand your goals, it's not going to work.
It's not gonna last either.
I always encourage my mentees and people like that, like, be passionate first, do your own research first, and then you reach out to mentors to help fill in the gaps, right? And help you. And I'm big on information sharing. I do not believe in gatekeeping whatsoever, but I also don't necessarily believe in handholding either.
And when you come to that mentor with your own motion, your own situation, your own plan already together, I need your help tweaking the final legs of my plan. It's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Do the work, people.
100%.
Do the work. And it's funny, when we first started this podcast, I was like, I want to give people game, like step-by-step processes of how you do certain things. And very rarely do we get into the step-by-step, because most of it is your mentality and your mindset.
Exactly.
And some of those intangibles that you can't just read in a book and get. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through the process, go on that journey to get to that level of actualization.
That's how I was trying to answer Ben's question. Like, I know you want the linear mind, and I want people to know that it's not linear. It's a journey, and nobody's story is going to look exactly like mine. Now, can I give you advice to help you miss the pitfalls of things? Like, oh, I wish I would have did this way, or did that way. But there's no one can draw you a line from A to Z and tell you follow all these steps. It won't ever work. It won't ever happen, because your journey is going to be different from mine. And what's meant for you is meant for you, and what's meant for me is meant for me. And that's why I believe there's no point in gatekeeping, because what's meant for you. But I also can't really draw you a picture, because there was emotions in me starting this brand too. It was very emotional, right? There were risks that maybe I wouldn't tell other people to risk, or maybe people should have thought I should quit my job and do this. Absolutely not. Okay, absolutely not. So that's what I say. It's hard to draw out the steps one by one, but I will always share the journey and give advice on what I think you can avoid to not make some of the same mistakes.
I was just talking about it. You talk about events, Nate. Just earlier today we were having a conversation about our events, and I was asking a question, and I said, I'm being dumb right now. I got a Google machine right here on my phone. Any question I'm going to ask you, I could find the information right here for myself. So all the basics in 2023 is very easy to attain information. So what you're saying is right. The step-by-step process to build a wine brand is Googleable.
You can find it anywhere.
But the trials and tribulations that you go through as an entrepreneur oftentimes are it doesn't matter what industry you're in, because they're relevant in whatever you're doing. It's the same type of thing, the same type of mentality you have to get through that. So what you're saying is 100% right.
Yeah, nope, I agree.
And that's what will make or break you. Those that aren't built for this, that aren't bulletproof, they're gonna take those first initial shots and they're gonna bow out. Like, you know what? This wasn't for me. And they're gonna miss that blessing. A few more people will take some more shots and they'll keep going. And then you'll have the Aamiras of the world they'll see the process all the way through.
Oh, I still got more process.
The journey's not complete.
Yeah, no, not at all.
The journey's not complete, but again, you're here.
Yeah.
You took those shots and you still going and you flourishing. So
I'm still going. I say this journey, I'm going until the wheels fall off. Literally until God himself says, no, you did what you did. That's all I need from you.
Yeah.
Because I do have a vision and I'm trying to stick to that vision. I am going to stick to that vision of what I think this brand could be. But again, if he tells me to pivot, I'll pivot and I'll still be proud of myself. And again, you got to do work that you're proud of and passionate about. Those are my 2 P's. Passionate. 3, passionate, purposeful, and proud. Pride.
There we go. So tell us about the brand now. Currently, what's the current vision of the brand? What are you doing? What you got going on? Let us know.
So these wines here were part of my Journey collection, and what's missing are my 2 sparkling wines. But I did those in very small quantities, so I sold all of those. But these babies are what's left of my first round. So from 2016 to 2022 is when I created all of these wines. And that was again inspired by The Alchemist. So we had the Journey blend, the Legend blend, Pursuit, Pinot Noir, the Manifest, Chardonnay, Blanc de Blanc, and my Passion Rosé. So all words that helped me stay on the journey, right? All about vision. So, and if you read me and my bottles, maybe I get your picture or something, or put it back on my website. The back of the bottle is all encouraging words about the journey and how to like really stick to it. Because I do want people to like go after whatever it is you want in life. And that's really the brand, my brand. It's about making wine fun, but also using it to tell the story of how you get to live a life of purpose and passion. Period. You get to live whatever life you want, whatever you think you want to create, whatever mark you want to leave, go after it. No matter what happens, the only failure, to say the cliche line, is not trying, right? So that was the journey blend. I wanted to take people with me and really see how I built this on the train while having a career and kids, and like just because I wanted something more to life. Now, I want to scale. Again, I only made 25 cases of all of my wines. I've been able to build a brand off of 25 cases of 3 wines. I did even less of my sparkling. And sometimes I'm astounded by that because I'm like, people thought I created so much more. And I'm like, no, I'm self-funded. Everything into Lovelee is mine. And if you know anything about making wine, you can do the math yourself. So it's me. And I did it in small quantities on my own time. Now I want to scale. I want to make it a viable business. I want to keep growing. I want to give the people more great wine because they've been asking. The streets is waiting. So this next collection is called the Elevate Collection. And the vision behind that is again, you've started this journey. You went after what you wanted to do. Now bring your best to the table, right? Sit in it. Be proud of yourself, but go even bigger. It's about aspiration. I want it to be aspirational. It's about enjoying the finer things in life. And that's relative. That doesn't necessarily always have to be material things. You know, go after whatever. Like if you want elevated experiences, have them. Travel where you want to travel, eat what you want to eat, drink what you want to drink. And I want this next level to be, again, a continuation of my journey, right? I started it, I went after it, now I'm taking it even higher. So we're starting with the Regal Rosé. So all those names, again, are going to be surrounding this idea of aspiration and elevating. Then next, I'll do a Pinot Noir, and I want to do a white Chardonnay. So haven't thought of the names of those yet, but hopefully those are out before the end of the year, the top of the year. But the rosé will be out in a few weeks.
Now, when you say names, I want to stop right there because the names and the way you're able to tell the story of your brand, of yourself through those names of the product is genius.
I hope so. I'm always like, I don't know if people peeped it, and that's okay. I'm going to keep explaining it, but it's all intentional. It really is. And I think the reason why I'm even here with you guys is because I am intentional about telling my story. Because I do know, and I hope that it will inspire and help. Again, even if you don't follow my blueprint because you need your own, but you still need to see that it's possible. Just like my daughters need to see this life I've created is possible because I just had the thought to create it, right? So I want to inspire people to do that. And so hopefully they peep that. But I'll keep explaining it more. I don't think I explained it when I came out. And I'm a marketer, right? But this marketer sometimes needs help. That's my trade. But I really want to drive. And I think people will see that now when I talk about the Elevate Collection. So those who were fortunate enough to have the original Journey Collection, which I do know there are people who have been storing them and saving them, they get to take the journey 10 years from now, open up these bottles and just feel the passion that I put into this. 2016, my 30th birthday.
I love conversations like this that we have on the podcast because it's like going to a concert or watching a movie and then going home and seeing like the behind the scenes, like the making of. So you get the specificity of everything. Like, oh, there was intentionality behind why they named that, and bam, bam, it all goes in line. So like hearing these stories and having platforms like this for entrepreneurs like yourself to share those stories I resonate with them, which is why we wanted to,
awesome. Yeah, I wanted to feel like a movie. That's what I'm trying to make out here. I'm actually looking for a videographer right now to capture all this because I'm like, This should have been on film.
We are
This is a movie.
We connected with a dope videographer. That's
Let
dope.
me know. But I like
creating a real movie nowadays is very inexpensive. I was just talking about doing a Tubi movie earlier today.
I have still never watched Tubi.
Oh, you don't gotta watch it. Just the clips online or not. That's all it is. But I say that to say
I'm scared.
Well, I said it to say this. We all spend so much time on our screens nowadays that content is so important that you don't gotta be Steven Spielberg out here to put a movie that people are gonna watch. It's not gonna cost you that much money. It's not, and people and with a little proper marketing behind it, somebody's gonna watch it. Like it's because everybody's on their phone 20 hours a day. So like you need something to watch. So I said that to say I'm joking about Tubi, but I'm not joking because that low budget, you could tell your story and not spend a lot of money doing it and have an audience to have places and platforms to put it out there right now.
That's true.
Easier than it's ever been before in life. If you think about it, I don't know how old you are. You look younger than me. But when I was young, it was three stations on TV, and if it was the gate to get on television and have that platform was the gatekeepers were high. Nowadays, anybody and everybody can publicly put their content out there. Anybody. We all have access to that. So on the past 25, 30 years, the access to publicly put your content out there has dropped dramatically. And I don't think we understand the value in that. So if you have the same way you had that dream on the train about the wine, now is the easiest time ever to make your movie about yourself.
But does easy mean valuable? And I only said to say I still have not watched a Tubi movie because that's not an experience that I want to have. I want people to want to have an experience with Lovelee Wine and with my story. So this is no shit. I'm curious. Like, what do you think about that? What if I just put out something on Tubi and people are like, "Oh, that's her brand."
See, once again, you are gonna put your sauce on it. So you're thinking about everything else that Tubi
that's on Tubi, right?
What I'm saying is, when you're telling your journey in your video with your videographer in your way,
and I can still put it on Tubi and get
your audience is gonna come. You say it's platformed here. That part don't matter.
Yeah, that's a good point. I get what you're saying. I do still want to watch a Tubi movie. I just feel like I need to. So I'm taking recommendations. I'm giving one. I'm watching one.
I've only watched one a few months ago.
You don't need that video.
You wouldn't recommend it?
You only need one.
I just want one, but I want it to be a good one. I want to laugh my heart out with the ridiculousness. Okay, so send me recommendations.
I got you. Trust me.
Even with our pop-up events, right? I stopped asking people to use pop-up because when you hear the word pop-up shop, in researching them, I was going to 1, 2, 3 like every weekend and seeing what works and what don't work. The only difference between theirs and ours is we involved in it. Like we did it, so it's got E.I.G's name on it. You know what I'm saying? And everyone feels that. Like when they come to our events, they know they're gonna have support. They know they're gonna have people helping them set up. They know we're gonna be very attentive. It's gonna have a vibe to it. So no one else can create that but the 12 guys in E.I.G. Right? Same with you. If you whether your movie is a commercial, it's a biopic or whatever, it's gonna have your sauce on it, your expertise, your hands all in the gumbo. No one else can recreate that, and it's gonna be dope, right?
So, what do you call your event if it's not a pop up? I like that though. It's like
I use the word marketplace. It just sounds a little more official.
Real fans. It does sound official and it sounds sophisticated.
We're putting together a black marketplace.
I like it.
Right.
I like that. That's smart.
You being a global marketing executive, right? Outside of being a winemaker, how have you used all the expertise over there and implemented that into marketing Lovelee Wine as you pour your next glass?
I know.
With the high tech machine.
I need to recharge myself.
Let me pour up to that because the truth is, I think marketing is a useful skill anywhere, right? And I've been doing it for so long, but I've only done it in the retail industry and the tech industry. So people think sometimes I have like this advantage, which yes, there is an advantage that I've done marketing in these other arenas, but it's still hard to market your own brand. And I say that because I'm so close to it. It's my baby. And sometimes you don't always see what you need to see because there's so much passion in Lovelee Wine for me, right? Like it is my baby and I don't want to let her go. I'm still a one-woman show. I need to let go a bit. But this marketer needs marketing help. There are whole teams. Every company I've worked for has a whole social media team just for social media. Has a whole marketing
I was going to
team.
ask you real quick. So who's on that team? Like, who do you present your stuff to try to help you see some of those blind spots you might have in it? Some people do with their family. Some people do with their kids. Hey, what do you think about this? Like,
all of the above, plus my friend group.
Okay.
So my friends, I'll have them read like my stories just to make sure they resonate. My daughter will tell you she helped me name Lovelee Wine and she's still looking for a check since she was 5. She's not getting paid because I own her life. But she gets credit. I have a great support system. People believe in me and they want to support me. So, but other than that, it's me. And I have to really humble myself sometimes to ask for help. But it's like, I don't want to. This is how I'm feeling. I'm passionate about it. This is what I want to say. This next level, this Elevate collection, I'm going to have to open it up a bit because I want it at its best. Right. So I will be transparent and say up until now, it's been my voice. For the most part, it's been my voice, my story, my brand. It's mine. Right. And I'm proud of that. But I also know you can't really scale and go bigger without help. Nobody has made it on their own. And I'm not naive to that fact. I just haven't been ready. I wanted to really make sure this was something I wanted to do because I put a lot of time and effort, time away from my kids and my job to do this. So I wanted to make sure it was really and truly my passion. And it has been for 7 years. It's time to go bigger. So I'll be opening that up again, looking for creative help, social help. But I've outsourced a few things, like my website finally was like, I can't do this by myself. And I had someone help me invest in that. Compliance. If you are getting into the wine and spirit space, compliance to me is the hardest part of it outside of capital and compliance. The rules, regulations, and governances by state is a lot. I've outsourced that. That's not where I want to spend my time. That's not where I want to spend my energy. Sometimes I look at people who saved way more money than me and they did it themselves, but they also don't have my life. And that's not what I want to do. So I've outsourced things like that. But creatively, it's been my brand. And I am ready to open it up. But I ask friends, families, all the above.
And they're not just yes man. They don't just tell you what you want to hear.
No, I don't allow people to be yes man. I hope no one is being yes man. I mean, I'm amazing, okay? I have amazing ideas, okay? I mean, it's not hard, darling, to say yes to me, okay? But seriously, no, I hope not. And I can take feedback, but it is hard when you are passionate about something. I will never negate that, right? But I would hope that I have people around me who are honest.
No, I was being facetious. I was messing with you.
Why? Because you be hurting people's feelings? I'm going to send you all my new stuff so you can tell me the real.
No, that's my job. Ben is the nice guy. He smooths it out for you. Yeah, he's the good guy.
There's levels to it. There's levels to it. I'm honest, but again, I do it with tact.
The way he presents it, the way he presents it is gonna make you feel like, oh, I should have thought about that. I'm the guy that gets on people's nerves, but that's all.
Okay, now I know.
But that's the beauty of us, that we have all those different kinds of voices that we kind of get things worked out over time.
I encourage that. Again, don't ever think you too big or too great to get help and to ask opinions. You will be humbled. So I'm learning that.
For sure. So I guess the conversation now about your next rollout.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything special planned? Like, what are you trying to do? How does that look?
So the vision, back to the vision, right?
Vision.
So let me explain a little bit too about why I had to do a launch.
1 second. Vision is the perfect name to have a little mini movie to come out with it. I'm just let you know that now. But continue though. Vision movie is all the same thing. But go ahead.
I got it. No, I like it. I like it. Again, one of those words that fits in the theme. But so up until now, I've been direct to consumer, DTC. Meaning you bought my wine online only. And I grew from 5 states, and that included DC, so a territory, and to 34 states. And again, that included DC. And that cost me a lot of money. Because, again, if you remember, I was focused on being a credible winemaker and focusing just on the wine production to make sure that I was taken seriously, right? So I outsourced, meaning I went to a crush pad facility where they can do pretty much everything else. So they ran my shipping, my back of house. They sourced the grapes, they sourced the bottles, the corks. I got to pick out of the catalog, but me, I got to focus on the wine and blending the wine. I do blends. So that means they have these wines fermenting, and I come in and I say, hey, I want a little bit of that and that and that. And I sit until I get the perfect blend that's me, my vision in a bottle, for what I think my customers will like or what I want them to like. I think I've really introduced some people to some really good red wine who thought they didn't like red wine before. So I'm proud of that. But I really wanted to focus on the wine and learning winemaking so that I could get to where I'm going now, which is I am bringing everything more in-house. So it's literally just me. I had an email today just about labels, and I thought the cost was egregious. It cost that much to put a label on my bottle, where before it was all one price. I let someone else handle the business side, and I focused on the wine. I have gotten a rude awakening. I'm picking out foil capsules and corks and glass, right? And the compliance, all the things, the shipping, the FedEx account. And that's just a little bit of the list, right? But I needed to do that because my costs were so high before. It's not that I sold a $47 bottle of Pinot or a $39 bottle of red wine. It was just that my costs were not far from that. So there was no money being made. It was all going out. But I don't regret that process, because again, it allowed me to focus on things that I wanted to focus on: marketing, building the brand, and making good wine. Now I'm in the weeds, right? But again, so I can bring my costs down, because I want to grow into 3-tier distribution. So DTC is great. You get to market to your audience, but people don't want to spend $25 to ship a bottle of wine. They just don't. We live in an Amazon Prime world. People want to walk into a store and instantly get your bottle of wine. They want to pick it up. They want to look at the label. That still sells wine. Online is for your wine clubs and people who know it. They've tasted it. They want it. People want it now. They don't want to pay for shipping, even if they have to ship it. They want it in 2 days. They want all of that. And that's just, it costs too much. So now I want to be in your local wine shop. I want to be on the restaurant list. I want to be in hotels. I want people to be able to go into a wine shop, get my wine, and stop asking me every day about where can they buy it. I'm on loveleewine.com. Where can I buy it? Where can I buy it? And trust me, it's not that I didn't want to, but the laws are hard. I got to do this for every state. Again, I'm outsourcing this. I am just about to get Jersey and New York. Is going to take me another 6 months. I just found out, because the process is long. So that's why I have to start with places like DC and Florida, where I can ship directly. Pennsylvania is a franchise state, whatever that means. Cali, I'm good because I produce there. But people don't understand. It's not like retail. Oh, I make a fly hoodie. Macy's, can you put this in your store? They decide. No, I got to go through a distributor who tastes it, wants to mark it up, crazy prices, and then tell me they may or may not support me and put me in a store. It's not an open market, and I wish people understood that, but I understand that they don't. They just know they go into a liquor store, but you wonder why you don't see small brands. You wonder why you don't see Black brands. It's not that we're not trying. It's going to take a little bit longer, but the way it's set up, money buys shelf space, in my opinion, too. You have to have the money, you have to have the distribution, you have to have the distributors. It's like a whole system, and that's a result to a prohibition. You guys the audience can go look that up, because I don't want to mess up the facts, but I blame prohibition and the white man. That's what I blame. That's what I blame. But it is important to me to be in stores. That's my goal. So that's the Elevate collection. I need distributors. Any distributors watching this? I need to be on your radar. So one way that people can help me do that, walk into your local store, go to your favorite wine shop and just say, hey, do you carry Lovelee Wine? They're going to say no right now. But if you keep putting it on their radar, they'll tell their distributor who they have to go through. I can't walk into a store and sell them wine. And then they'll start to look for me, hopefully. So I'm making more. I 5x my production. So 25 cases to 112 cases, almost 5x, which is scary. Again, small fish, still a small fish. You go look at Behringer, Feta Home, they make thousands upon thousands of cases and they're everywhere. But I'm still proud of that because I could have quit. I could have went home. I could have had no success. I'm growing. So that is the long story of what the vision is now. In your stores, on your restaurant list, in your face. That's what I want. Growth. I call it growth.
I love it. And how can, other than going to our local wine stores and asking for it, how can we and other listeners help you?
Ooh, so that, of course, if you know distributors looking to support Black-owned, woman-owned brands, send them my way. I'm very active on socials and emails, so please follow Lovelee Wine on Instagram. That's where I'm the most engaged. So you'll know when I drop the new wine. Go to my website, sign up for my email list. I do not send spam, but you'll know when the new wine is there. And again, ask your local shops. Just drop the nugget, right? So they're like, 5 people today asked me, do I carry Lovelee Wine? I got to find out what this is. That will probably be the biggest help. Because I have goals and I want to sell out. And I'm also going to do a launch party because I love any excuse to party. So I want to do that for, the loyal customers and distributors to come taste what I have to offer.
In Jersey, probably?
Up in Jersey,
okay.
Yeah. But my really good friends, my wine besties, I call them, Shay and Will from the Houston Society in DC, which I'm a part of the New York chapter. I've already put a bug in their ear, like, y'all, I need y'all to throw me an event, or help me plan an event, because DC really is a wine loving area, for real. Like a lot of the people in some of my circles are all from the DMV area. I say DC, but like DMV area. So I'll be down there because I got 2 people I got to deliver cases to. So
bring them on.
We out here. I got one more, I got another question for you. So you talked about DMV area, how it's a wine area. So young single brother like me goes out on a hot date. We go to the wine space. The young lady says she likes wine. I don't know what I'm ordering. What's a good common starter wine that works for everybody? Give us some recommendations.
There you go.
I could probably tell you what not to do.
There we go. What not to do is always a good place to start. That's even better.
You know what? If you're out, and so you're out at a restaurant, right? You're not going to like the wine shop. Because if you're let's do 2 scenarios. Let's say you want to cook or something, and she's coming or something like that, and you want to go buy a bottle of wine. Good bottle of wine. That's a good one to buy. I try to say, if you want to impress someone, stay away from the gateway wines, like White Zinfandel, right? Or the bubbles that like nobody really likes. I can't think of them because I'm not a big bubbles person. Like people always go for Prosecco. I know people love Prosecco, but I'm a Cava girl. You want to show something special? Like Cava is my favorite bubble. They're pretty much champagne made in Spain because you can't call it champagne if it's not made in France. But the same method, same thing. So I'm gonna give you that little bug. Like you could put her on game. Like this is from Spain. I'm just trying to get everyone to love Cava like me. But I would say stay away from the gateways. I like blends because it allows you to have a conversation, right? But if blends, meaning it may be a Bordeaux blend, it's Cabernet and Merlot, right? Those are going to be bold. So you got to ask what she likes. If she likes sweet wines, oh, my heart. I would say don't get her Moscato. I want you to elevate her, right? We're going to go for a Riesling maybe. Riesling has a sweet taste to it. Even if they're dry, they tend to have a more sweet taste. So I'm going to say go for a Riesling. But if she likes her a big, bold red, get her a Bordeaux, a Cab Merlot blend. If she likes the finer things in life, you go with Pinot Noir. Duh. Okay. Go with a Pinot, and if you go Pinot, you go Burgundy. If it's in your local wine shop, or in my opinion, you go to Oregon too. Oregon makes some of the best Pinot Noir. If it says Oregon on the bottle, try it. I'm just gonna say that's safe. I make California Pinots. They are great too, but they're hard to find good ones, in my opinion. Some people won't agree with that. But Oregon and of course Burgundy, which is Pinot Noir land, do it best. I just say have fun. More so, yeah. Don't do the Barringers and the Sutter Homes and the Yellowtails of the world. I'm not making good.
No,
Listen, first of all, let me be honest
I'm
with you.
laughing. I'm laughing because what you're saying right there is how it really goes. It's you
Yes,
run a liquor store and say, oh, this looks familiar. I know people that drink this before, so I'm gonna just get this random
Right.
yellow tail because it looks. I've
no,
seen
you
people
don't.
drink this before.
I mean, again, they make money for a reason, and I'm not saying this like I don't drink these things. I drank Sutter Home the other day. A friend of mine had some. It is what it is. I will drink it if it's there. But I also, you going on a date, taking on a date, I want
Yeah,
to have
you
a little
trying
bit
to
of an
impress.
elevated experience. And I want to know that you looked, and honestly, if I know you're not into wine, I don't expect you to know wine, but I want to know you went to the shop, you looked at the bottle, you read the back, you may have asked the wine shop owner something about it, and now you come to the table with, oh, I picked this up because I remembered you like this, or because the wine shop said this was really popular and it just came in. I don't know. It's the effort. So don't
No,
overthink it. It's the
Yeah.
that's a good
effort.
that's
And
good
those
advice.
everyday brands scream low effort.
Mhm.
That's good
I
advice.
just grab something. Right.
Yeah, yeah. You just grabbed it, I'm a no. But if you ask questions about it, you teaching me something about it, then that's
Yeah.
where it's appreciated.
Oh
So
no, this it's the
yeah,
Oregon right here, baby. It's a little
It's
different. I got you.
no-
Yeah, I got you.
exactly.
I
Now,
got you.
if you're
or
in a restaurant and you look at the wine list, and I've gotten, when I say people all the time will send me a list and say, I'm here, what do I order?
Hmm.
I immediately, I'm trying to think the easiest way. Let's say I like to go by region. And
mm,
so, and you can, oh, the Psalms there at the restaurant are there to help you, right? They want to talk to you about these wines. So you can say something like, hey, I want to try wines from California. Sometimes they'll have it done by region, or sometimes they have it done by varietal. I want to try California. You can say, what do you recommend? And you can start with notes. I want something like on the fruity side, but not sweet. I want something bold, right, but smooth, or something like that. And then they like that. So they'll want to help you, right? Just don't say, what's the sweet wine?
mm.
Or don't say which one's not bitter, right? Which is, again, I'm not saying this, don't say it like you're going to be laughed out. Because I'm all about the community using whatever words that we feel fine with. But to get more help, what it is bitter. Really, you don't want something too tannic, or you don't want
Mm.
something that's too dry. You want something balanced. You can always say, what's a good balanced wine?
Mm.
So you can start there. When in doubt, always go Pinot Noir.
There we go.
That's my recommendation. Always go Pinot Noir. Um, and I have a bunch of other regions that I like too, but just don't overthink it. And it's okay to not pretend that you know something and just ask the some.
I'm not even gonna try to guess. I'm gonna just ask her what she likes, so then I know. File that away in my mental
But
Rolodex.
what if she don't know what she like?
So, see, that's the
Okay,
thing.
there you go.
So you got that mid level of wine connoisseur who they drink wine, but they don't really they just drink what's out. They don't
Right,
know
right,
what's out.
right.
So you
Are you trying to put them on to something? You try to
I
that's how you
think
elevate.
there's nothing wrong, and I like when a man asks for advice on what the experts would like, and then they go with what the experts say this is the best wine you can buy, and you get me that wine, oh, we good. And now we'll talk about the wine throughout the night.
there we go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, and a
We
good
could.
rule of thumb too. If you do want to have a little other nugget, year. I tend to never go for the current year. So right now, you're going to see a lot of 2022s, right? For me, they're very young, and the year is when the grapes were picked. So that's the vintage on the bottle. So if it says a 2022, those grapes were picked between August and October of 2022. Then the wine was made, and then it did what it had to do, and then they released it in 2023. That's how wine works, right? I like the little age. So I might go for the 2021, 2019. stay away from 2020 sometimes. It was a bad year. COVID, smoke, fires, frost. Wines of 2020, they had some struggles. If you find a good one, that's fun. I found some good ones. But if you're trying to be on the first date, probably don't go for the 2020. And you can also ask us on that, hey, which year was good? Year 2011, 2014, 2016. Those are good years.
I was about to say, what's too old though? 2011, we still drinking wines 2011?
I think the old is better. Like you can get
right. It gets aged, but there's no such thing as too old.
No, but let me give you a good rule of thumb. I think it's 80% of the wine you drink is meant to be drunk young. That means within 5 years, right? Okay. Most wine that we drink every day is not meant to age. So you can keep keeping that bottle in your cellar for as long as you want. It's not, what it means is it's not going to change. From year 6 to year 10 is going to be the same. It's not going to really evolve. But
my 1999 Sutter Homes they're not
doing nothing. Okay. They're not doing nothing.
Okay.
They're not doing nothing. Drink that Sutter Home drink it tonight. Drink all of it tonight.
I thought the older it marinated. It got
but not all wines. Not all wines. The good wines. The good wines that winemakers put time, love, passion. The winemaking was exquisite. Like you can tell those are going to age. But most wine is meant to be drunk within 5 years. I'm aging all of mine just because I want to see after 10 years, what they do. But 2011s, I had some good. Where were they? 2011s. Oh, I'm blanking out, from Bordeaux, I believe, that were really good recently, abroad. So, and that's a fun thing. That's a fun activity. It's called a vertical. I just learned that recently. Where you find wines from different years, but from the same producer, and you see how they age. That's like a fun
difference. Yeah, okay.
2011, if you can find these years, but you don't have to. Well, but 2016 tastes different than a 2018 or 2020 or 2022. So yeah, as you can see, I can geek out and keep talking. But yeah, years, location, area, and the grape. Those are like the 3 things that I think get you talking. Like, is it a Pinot? Is it a Chardonnay? Is it a Cab? Is it from California? Is it from Australia? Is it from France? Is it a 2014? Is it a 2016? Is it a 2020? So yeah,
cool.
I want to know if you use any of these tips too.
Oh no, I'm gonna report back.
I got notes. What you mean?
I'm gonna report back. And then our next episode, you'll teach me how to be a sommelier. Switch it around and
all the S's.
Give me all that. That's next episode.
Look at it.
Yeah. I'll be saying that too.
I've been
to a wine tasting before.
He did this.
Yeah, like this is nice. What are you talking about?
The Silence of the Lambs. I was like, yo, what's my man doing? Yeah, he had the whole.
Yeah, you gotta make this. Y'all probably didn't hear me earlier when I did it. You gotta make this sound. You have a nice glass, by the way, Nate's glass. Vince, let me see your glass. We can talk about that next too. The type of glasses. For the red wine.
Oh, see, I don't know. Yeah, we got to have a whole class about this one day.
We'll do a whole class.
So is this the proper glass, or should mine be rounded like yours?
I like rounding for swirl, but the fact that it's wider at the bottom and a little, I think it's narrower at the top, if I can't see it, you're good.
Okay.
You really want that. You want to open up those aromas, and you want it to concentrate so that when you put your whole nose in it,
there's a whole science to this. So yeah, see,
I'm gonna put my whole nose.
I'm ignorant of this.
Your whole nose. Don't be cute. Your whole face. Nose and mouth.
Oh, that's why it's
nose and mouth.
Look at that. Hey, Bennett.
You gotta go in there. Gotta be cute.
Bennett's cultured on the wine tip. We got the big glass for the. I got you. Salute. I'm learning something.
I moved into a new place and I needed some wine glasses, bro.
Yes, you can hire me. For your meetings. If y'all want to do a quick wine tasting, tips, how to take a girl out, show her the finer things in life. I got y'all.
Oh, you didn't gave entrepreneurial advice, dating advice. You didn't cover the whole gamut on this.
Feel free. I want my case orders ASAP as soon as I drop this wine.
Yes, ma'am. We gotta get the cases
before I even got you booked on the podcast. So let me know.
Got you.
I was ready to put my order in. He was like,
I know you was. I was like, wait, it's not ready yet.
If you could reiterate. And tell people where they can find you, where they can support you, where they can get Lovelee Wines and everything. Lovelee Wine as we close out this amazing podcast episode.
So, Aamira Garba, owner and winemaker at Lovelee Wine. How you can support is by purchasing my wine when it's available, which is in a few weeks. You can learn more information by visiting my website, loveleewine.com. And again, Lovelee is spelled love, L-E-E. You can remember because my kids' middle names are Lee, so that's why I changed the spelling. So Lovelee Wine, everywhere, loveleewine.com, at Lovelee Wine on Instagram. You can reach me by email, Aamira at loveleewine.com. I'm very responsive. Yeah, don't forget to tell your local distributors and stores to look for me soon. And yeah, thank you guys for having me. This was a fun combo.
I can't have the water no more.
No, you can't.
Water.
You gotta have an elevated experience, which is we turn water into wine over here. Okay.
Water into wine on the Extraordinary Exchange podcast, bro. You see.
No, but thank you. This was fun. This was different. I don't think I've ever given wine buying advice yet. So y'all challenged me a bit. I'm gonna look back and be like, oh, I wish I would have said this or that. But that was fun.
Oh no, I got a wine expert here. I gotta use the advice that you're gonna give me in real life situations. So that's the situation I'm in oftentimes. Oh, I'm out with this lady who says she loves wine, don't know what to order, don't know what to get. So that's what I needed. So thank you, I appreciate that.
And we know we're not the only ones. She already said, oh, she'll have people at restaurants send her the list like, hey, what should I get? That's wild.
All the time. So now I give you permission because I want you to win. I want what's best for you. I want everybody to be the same person. So you send this list, be like, Mira, I can't decide which one. And I could tell you if it's good too, sometimes based on price and location, blah, 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 blah. So I got
it. She gave us the official name. We don't call her Aamira no more. It's Mira.
Mira. We cool, we down.
Did I say Mira? Because I always introduce myself as Aamira. Not that people can't call me Mira, I just never say it, but everyone shortens it to Mira. You all can call me Mira.
We're family now.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you for coming out. We appreciate the story.
This was fun.
We'll pray. So is there a date for that drop? Do you have official or just
supposed to be 3 weeks? But like I said, I got an email today and I ain't like some prices for some labels. So we might have to run it back because my heart dropped. Again, this is all me. So I'm hoping 3 weeks if I can get this
coming soon.
Right, but it's coming soon. I don't want to keep saying that. I feel bad. But I really want to do that.
How about we hold this episode until it does release, so we can release the episode along with the release of the wine. So we'll have a whole rollout.
Tell you how to run your business.
We'll have a whole rollout. So yeah, let's get it.
I like it. Thank you for the support. Sure. I really appreciate it.
Sure. And thank everybody out there for supporting the Extraordinary Exchange podcast, supporting Lovelee Wine, supporting everyone that's in this conglomerate and this beautiful community that we've created here. Yeah. We're honored.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all. So we'll see y'all.
Y'all done drink all your wine.
I've been done. You.
She read up. She had another glass.
I did. But thank you guys.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, y'all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Peace.